Some of you eagle-eyed viewers might have seen this case in a previous video of mine, but I wanted to show it to you more directly in this video right here. Let's go over to the workbench, take a look at it. I have one of these cases for each of my instruments, and I got a new NanoVNA in the mail. This is the one for the TinySA, and this one fits the Ultra, but he's got one for the regular sized. This one here is for the NanoVNA, I think this is the H4. Yeah, this is the H4 model. And these things are durable, and they're thick, and they have room. This is my favorite part. You see all this stuff that this thing comes with? All these extra little bits and bobs around here that you need for the NanoVNA, but there's no place to put them other than this big case, and this thing's already starting to get scratched up and everything. So we've got a NanoVNA case for the NanoVNA FV2, as well as all the other NanoVNA models that are out there. I'm going to show you how this stuff goes in. So Jared sends these with these two little pieces of foam here, and they are self-adhesive on one side. And you do this trick where you put the NanoVNA in its nice little holding spot, and it's held in place with a recessed groove, so it's not going anywhere. That's the whole tray inside the case moving, not my NanoVNA slamming into the sides. You stick these guys sticky side up on top of here, and it's a little fiddly, I'm not going to lie about it. And then you close the lid and let it cure for a bit. So I've already done that off camera. I will save you the grief of watching me struggle with those, because it's a little bit of a struggle, like I said. And then I'll show you what's going on inside the case here. This is a false bottom with a hole in it to reveal some stuff. And I've already used this in a previous video, like I had mentioned. So there are some parts that come with it, and I forgot that that was in there. Shame on me for setting that up wrong, but that guy goes up there. There. Now I put it back where it belongs. I always wind up using one of these when I'm testing coax, because most of my coax has the PLSO ends on it. So that sits very nicely right in there, but you can also use that for another adapter or whatnot. And then Jared also has these SMA wrenches, and I don't know if it's the right torque spec or not, but if you get it too tight, it will actually release, because it's plastic and not, you know, some big honking monkey wrench. It'll release and not allow you to tighten down too hard. So where do we put all of this extra stuff that comes in here? So the stylus is pretty easy. There's a spot for the stylus, and it just snaps right in place. And then the coax, and this is some really good quality coax that they send with this. But see how much of a pain it is to get that out of that case? The coax, this stuff bends up real nice and sits in place in there, and it's not too much of a bend that it's going to destroy your coax. And then we've got our open, short, and load standards. 1, 2, 3. And these go in here. I put the load down, and then the open and the short. And I try to do these in the order in which you go through the calibration. So open, short, load. And you can tell the short because it's got that pin in there that shorts the center and the outer. And then this NanoVNA ships with some adapters. You get the normal union that you always get, and that guy slides right in there. And then you get this right angle adapter. That's nice of them. That slides in there. And then you have this barrel connector, this inline connector, and I just stick it in here somewhere, anywhere. That looks good. Perfect. Now this case can go away. And then I can take the tray fits over top, the NanoVNA fits inside, the lid closes, and now I have matching high quality cases. Each NanoVNA and TinySA and everything is a little bit different size, and so these cases are very similar, but they are ever so slightly different sizes to fit whichever thing you need. So like these two here are the same width. The NanoVNA H4 and the TinySA Ultra are the same width, but they're actually a little bit different in height. And then the NanoVNA F is longer in that direction, but similar in height to the TinySA. So I guess it kind of goes in order of size like that. And you can get these in a variety of colors, and he's got this two-tone thing where he'll stick your call sign and the name of the device on it. So there's a bunch of different ways to skin this cat. And I like them all, and I use them all the time because I feel like my devices are protected. The NanoVNA F didn't come with the lanyard, but what I do with that is I just let it pop right out of there because I actually prefer to use the pick over using the stylus, and the plectron over using the stylus. And so that's what I do. I just let that pop right out the side there, and we're good to go. And then I have found that these guys here fit inside of a 30 caliber ammo box, and you can get these at Walmart or online or at your favorite local freight company that delivers to harbors. But I've got a bunch of different stuff that I put in there, and so these guys will fit right inside there. And I can't imagine why you'd have two different NanoVNAs unless you were a world famous YouTuber like myself here. And closes right up, and we're good to go. And there is my instrumentation box, my toolbox. So what I would do if I were me, and I am me, so that's what I'm doing, is I put my gear inside of here. And then I got one of these little guys. This comes from MTM Case Guard, and it's an ammo box, and it's got some attenuators stored in it. So I stick that off on the side over there, and then I stick my NanoVNA H4 in there, and then I stick my TinySA in there, and then I have a couple of dummy loads. And if my 100-watt dummy load wasn't in use somewhere, it would also be in this box with my test gear. Perfect. And that, my friends, is the way to protect your sensitive instruments. And we've had a couple of guest stars on a couple of different live streams who have way better credentials than I have, and they have all said that for the price you're paying and the results that you're getting, these NanoVNAs and TinySAs, if you get them from the right distributors, you don't get a cheap import, cheap clone, they work really, really well, and they are really accurate within the price boundaries. A normal spectrum analyzer, for example, can cost you 5 digits, and these things cost you 3 digits. For the kind of work that we do as hams, these things are perfect, and there are thousands of things you can do with them. I've got a couple of videos on the channel. I have even more videos coming out on more things that you can do with them, so be sure you are subscribed by clicking that subscribe link right below the video. As you scroll down a little bit farther past there, you'll see links for the cases, and you'll see links for trustworthy NanoVNA and TinySA models that you can purchase off of the jungle market. In the meantime, there's a video right over here I think you'll enjoy next. Thanks for being awesome. I'll see you over there.